Bienvenidos al curso Módulo de Competitividad 10, código FG708, semana número 8. Our topics for today are the number 1, epidemiological surveillance system. The number 2, animal health directorate. And the number 3, animal disease identification for Guatemala. This is Professor Elio Ochoa Escobar. Let's continue with our class. Here we have our class objectives, and the first one is define what the epidemiological surveillance system is and how it works in Guatemala. Second, to understand what animal health management is and how it works at national and international level. And third, identify and analyze the main symptoms of diseases in animals that are raised and produced for human consumption in Guatemala. Introduction. The epidemiological surveillance manual is the technical basis for the Animal Health Directorate. So we have here an abbreviation, DSA, that in Spanish means Dirección de Salud Animal, which is responsible for planning and implementing all activities for the prevention and control of animal diseases that affect production and trade at national and international level, and for establishing eradication programs for those diseases that are feasible to implement with the participation of producers and the support of other government institutions. So here we are talking that we have in Guatemala a system or a department to control this type of epidemiological surveillance manual, and we can continue with our text here. This epidemiological surveillance in animal health is the mechanism through which the behavior of animal diseases of different species is collected, analyzed, and interpreted to determine their pattern of occurrence and establish prevention and control measures to reduce their impact on animal production. All of us know that we need to control this type of diseases on the animals that we use for food, because you know that if we eat some animals that were sick before, we will also be sick, and this is the situation that we don't wish. From the institutional point of view, epidemiological surveillance allows the exchange of field information through the production of weekly, monthly, and annual bulletins that provide feedback to field professionals, the epidemiology department, and technical and political decision makers for the application of technical and administrative measures in a timely manner. At the international level, it allows animal health authorities to demonstrate that sanitary information flows quickly and transparently, as part of an efficient system for the facilitation of trade in animals, their products, and byproducts supported by a laboratory diagnosis based on tests that complied with international standards, applying the documentation issued by the World Organization for Animal Health, or OIE, and the World Trade Organization, WTO. We have a general objective, and this is the consolidation and strengthening of the national animal health epidemiological surveillance network. And we have a abbreviation here that says REVESA, and the Spanish meaning for this abbreviation is Red de Vigilancia de la Salud Animal. Through the generation of field information for its analysis and organization with the purpose of determining the behavior of the most relevant animal diseases due to their impact on production, public health, and trade of animals and their products, as well as minimizing the risks of dissemination and consolidating the credibility and confidence of national producers and commercial partners of Guatemala. As we can see here, it's very important to follow this type of system, because this way we are able to share and demonstrate to other countries that our animal food will be healthy. And also we have a legal framework for this system. And this framework refers to the Articles 22 and 23 of the Plant and Animal Health Law, Decree 36-98 of June 8, that was published on 1998, and the Article 53 of the Regulation of the Law, Governmental Agreement number 745-99 of September 30, and it was published on 1999, constitute the legal basis for the establishment of the epidemiological surveillance system for animal diseases. Ministerial Agreement number 495-2006, which contains the zoo sanitary provisions for the obligatory declaration of diseases in animal species, requires all persons and veterinarians who have knowledge of suspicious of diseases for bovine, equine, goat, bovine, swine, poultry, as well as diseases of bees and rabbits, included in the list contained in the said agreement, to report to MAGA, that is the Ministerio de Agricultura de Guatemala. Now let's go ahead with the next slide. Types of surveillance. Disease surveillance will be carried out using two known types. The number one is active surveillance, and this is disease surveillance in which DSA officials, it means epidemiologists and assistants and their collaborators, actively participate in the search for sick animals with known clinical signs. This activity is the result of the characterization of diseases in which the time-spatial behavior of specific diseases is known and actions are taken to prevent the appearance of outbreaks that will affect several herds of geographic zones in their area of action. So in this case, we have the trained personnel from the Minister of Health are controlling these diseases, and we will be trying to prevent this type of infections. Let's continue. So here we can see some health personnel that are checking the health of animals. Like here, she's checking the health of the cows, and to your right we have another person that is prepared to diagnose and check these goat diseases. Let's continue. And the other type of surveillance is the passive surveillance, and this is developed with the participation of animal owners, neighbors of the community, some authority or third parties who report the existence of health problems in a herd or community. The person responsible for surveillance in the area doesn't participate in the communication of the case. He or she is only the recipient of the notification. Let's check our next slide. In this case, we can see that some owners or neighbors have the ability to report the origin of a disease. Also here we can see that the farmers are able to check if their animals are sick or healthy. Let's continue. Strategic diseases included in Revesa. Remember that this abbreviature means Red de Vigilancia de Salud Animal. For the selection of diseases to be included in the system, consideration should be given to those of public health importance. Transboundary diseases defined by the OIE-FAO in 2004, those indicated by trading partners for trade facilitation, as well as those that have been eradicated or have never been observed in the country's animal population and that are considered a risk for Guatemala's animal population. Here we have a list of diseases of public health importance, and we can see that the first one is the rabies. The second is brucellosis or tuberculosis. The third one is avian and swine influenza. And the fourth is